Hello guys and girls, it is I, Aaron Lee here today, or you can call me Aaron Hagel 18, and this is my YouTube channel, and it is Star Wars Update 3, I believe, and today I'll be reviewing Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1 and 2, and I fairly enjoyed both of these games when they released, and I don't know when the first one released or the second one, but I did beat both games. They were challenging at times, but it was fun, and the upgrading system is fun and all that. Yeah, they were both good stories. You play as this character, is like a Jedi Hunter character, looking for Jedis to hunt, to stop the Jedi. It takes place between Episode 3 and Episode 4, I believe. A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith is the third one. They were both good movies, too. But this game was good. Darth Vader finds this boy who was born of a Jedi, and Darth Vader defeated his father, and then took the boy to train as his apprentice, like a Sith apprentice. And his other nickname is Star Killer. Star Killer was also a DLC pack for the Star Wars Force Unleashed, the first one, that is. I don't really remember the story, but I'll try to find it on Wikipedia or something. Hold on, I'm still here. I gotta type it in first. I gotta type in the name of the title, because I don't remember what the game was about. The Force Unleashed. I'm still here, you know. The Force Unleashed is a LucasArts video games. And part of the Force Unleashed project. It was initially developed for the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Wii, and Xbox 360 consoles, and on the iOS, second generation and gang Nintendo DS, PlayStation Portable, and Java-equipped mobile phone handhelds. And this game, yes, came out in 2008. The first one, it did. Yeah, it's between, like I said, Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Yes, Darth Vader was, Emperor Palpatine was in this game too. It starts off on the Wookiee planet of Kashyyyk, where you play as Darth Vader in the beginning of this game. You destroy a Jedi who survived Palpatine's Jedi Purge and is hiding on the Wookiee homeworld Kashyyyk. The Force Unleashed begins with the player controlling Darth Vader as he searches Kashyyyk for the Jedi. After defeating the Jedi in battle, Vader discovers a child who is strong, and the Force and raises him to become his apprentice. Known to the Emperor for several years, an apprentice known in the game as Starkiller, like I said, and whom the player now controls, searches adulthood. Vader sends him to kill the remaining Jedi as training for his ultimate goal, assassinating the Emperor, so Vader and Starkiller can rule the galaxy together. The developers are Chrome Studios, Tencent, Universal, Asper Media, publishers LucasArts, THQ Wireless, which is out of business, iOS, mobile phone, and gig, Activision, Japanese version, directors Hayden Blackman, producers Isa and Stamos, programmers Cedric Columb, artists Matt Ornick, composers Jesse Harlan. Engine wrote a combination of Avic digital molecular matter by Pixlux Entertainment and Utopia by Natural Motion. Platforms, not all of the platforms except Wii U, because this game came out before Wii U. September 16th, 2008. It came out this September, and October, and November, and December. For consoles and handhelds. And I don't know what that means. JP is Japan. Australia is AUS. Europe. North America. And North America came out September 16th, 2008. Australia, September 17th, 2008. Europe, September 19th, 2008. Japan, October 9th, 2008. PC, North America, EU. Oz. EU is Europe. Australia. November 6th, 2009. November 17th, 2009. September 16th, 2009. And then the following year was The Force Unleashed 2. They did not make a third in the franchise. Hopefully they will. Someday. For the new consoles. That is. And the genre is action, hack and slash. Mods, single player, multiplayer. And yes, this game is rated T. T for teen. Both of them are. Distribution, Blu-ray disc, DS game card, dual layer DVD, UMD, Wii optical disc, which they're not selling Wii anymore. Let me read it. And yes, Princess Leia was in this game too. I mean, they did a pretty good job of that character. I thought they did all right. The Starkiller's name is Kyle in the game. And yeah, he has this little robot with him, which is pretty good. He trades with the robot in this game too. It does have a multiplayer this game, but I've never played multiplayer on these games before. However, the Emperor discovers Starkiller's existence and forces Vader to kill the apprentice. Vader hurls Starkiller into space, but secretly dispatches droids to retrieve and revive him. Vader sends his apprentice to foster a rebellion among those who resist the Empire, distracting the Emperor so Vader can make his move, breaking into various Imperial facilities. Starkiller rescues rogue shadow pilot Juno Eclipse, which later in this game became his pilot for his little ship. Jedi Master Raheem Koda was blind in the second game. But he was not blind in the first one. Princess Leia Organa and Senator Bail Organa. Bail must be her adopted father. Leia's last real name is Skywalker. In the process, Starkiller learns from Koda about the Jedi way, ultimately sparing Jedi apprentice Mars Brood. Starkiller travels between missions aboard the Rogue Shadow. His crew develops a close relationship. And in the second game, Starkiller was cloned. In the second games. And Starkiller was originally a Jedi. He is actually a good guy. He's kind of against Vader and the Emperor in the second one. Senators Organa, Mothma, and Grand Bill Iblis meet to plan a rebellion against the Empire. Partner interrupted when Darth Vader arrests them and Koda. Vader attacks Starkiller and reveals that Starkiller was never meant to overthrow the Empire and the Emperor. That from the beginning, he was the Emperor's tool to expose his enemies, and that Vader's plans to overthrow the Emperor did not include Starkiller. Surviving Vader's attack, Starkiller uses the Force to ascertain the Senators and Koda's location. The Death Star inside the station. Starkiller drills Darth Vader. Koda attempts to fight the Emperor, but is wounded by the Emperor's Force lightning. And oh yeah, the lightning part was pretty good. I would rate these games around 9 out of 10, I believe. I think they're pretty good. I enjoy them thoroughly. Truly. I enjoyed them a lot. They were fun, and yeah, Andrew played this game once at my house when he first visited, which was fun. He's never played it before. I don't know. The Death Star is in this game too, which is pretty cool. At this point, the player chooses to either seek revenge on Vader or save Coda for the Emperor Palpatine. Well, I chose save Coda in the game. And the player attacks and kills Vader. The Emperor offers to set Starkiller take Vader's place as his apprentice. And Starkiller proves himself by killing Coda. Starkiller instead attacks the Emperor who crushes Starkiller with the rogue channel and kills Coda and all his allies. The story ends with Starkiller's broken body being crafted with armor, turning him into a Sith Stalker so he can serve as the Emperor's assassin until Palpatine finds a new apprentice. The game ends with Palpatine assuring Stalker that he, like Vader, will be cast aside. And be cast aside when he finds a new apprentice. Affinity's expansion content that builds on this ending. Expansion content is like DLC. And the other scenario is if the player attacks and defeats Emperor Palpatine, Coda prevents Starkiller from killing Palpatine in hatred. Actually, I did both sides. Starkiller dies while absorbing the Emperor's renewed attack. Lakota and the senators escape the Emperor and Vader to look over Starkiller's corpse, concerned that he has become a martyr to inspire the newly formed Rebel Alliance, Senator Bulgata and others agree to proceed in their rebellion, and Leia decided to use Starkiller's family crest as the rebellion symbol. Outside, Juno talks to Coda to tell her that among Starkiller's dark thoughts, Juno herself was one bright spot that he held onto right until his death. This is the chronological ending. There's a lot of information. I like reading it all. I just want to do a review of this game. You wield a lightsaber in this game too, and you mostly use a lightsaber. There's no guns. You can upgrade your character too. It is a third-person action game. The Force Unleashed is a third-person action game in which the player's characters' weapons are the Force and a lightsaber. Developers treated the main character's lightsaber like another Force power and wanted to ensure something versatile and cool happened with each button push. The game has a combo system for stringing lightsaber attacks. And for combining lightsaber attacks with Force powers. Experience points earned by killing enemies and fighting artifacts can be used to increase Starkiller's powers and traits, or you collect these cubes and give you powers too. The gameplay is intended to be easy to learn. The development team included Horrible Gamers to help ensure the game's accessibility. Players can casually run and gun through the game, but the game rewards those who take a stealthy, more tactical approach. The game includes enemies that are easy to overcome. Game difficulty arises from presenting these enemies in large numbers that can wear down the player's character. Additionally, enemies learn from the player's character's attacks. Using the same attack on different characters can sometimes lead to the player's character doing less damage. The enemies, which number over 50, have various strengths and weaknesses. Developers face the difficulty of effectively placing them throughout the game's varied environments. I'm sorry, my mom's cleaning up there, so she's vacuuming her clothes and bags. I don't know. I guess I'm talking too loud in my videos. I wish they would have had a third game. I really did. So yeah, and the sequel came out in 2010, I believe. I just wanted to find out a little bit about it to refresh my memory. And yes, I have both these games for Xbox 360. That is. I have like 17 Star Wars games. I thought these games were okay. They're a 10 of a. I said 9 out of 10, which is good with me. If I really like, it's a 10 out of 10. I change my mind. In my voice and thought and opinion. And the story is the second game you have to stop Darth Vader and the clones of the Starkiller. Sam Winter was the voice as Starkiller. The voice for Darth Vader was Matt Stallone. Natalie Cox is Juno. Colleen Fredrickson. General Raham Kota is a Jedi Master. There's only like one other Jedi in this game. There is no Qui-Gon Jinn or Obi-Wan Kenobi in this. Mars Brood, a Serac survivor of the Jedi Purge, and Jedi Apprentice. The character was originally conceived to become a pirate captain, and Christensen's early art included bronze lightsaber dolphins. Wilkinson brought strength to her performance, leading an expansion of the role with more dialogue. She was a female Jedi. And Proxy is Starkiller's droid sidekick, voiced by Dave W. Collins. Collins said Proxy has 3 CPUs, innocent, but also is really dangerous. The Companion trade paperback describes the conflict between Proxy's primary programming to kill Starkiller and his self-imposed desire to help him. Proxy is eager to please Starkiller, but does not know how dangerous it could be, or that there is a conflict between its programming and Starkiller's wishes, trying to avoid having Proxy's dialogue to become too reminiscent of either C-3PO or the villainous HK-47 from Knights of the Old Republic. Developers focused on Proxy's friendly native, Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa. The Enemy Award-winning Smits voices the character he played in the Star Wars prequels, a galactic senator for Aldrian and Leo Organa's adoptive father. Other performances came from Suzanne Edensburg as Chitauri and Catherine Tammer as Princess Leia Organa. In addition to voicing Starkiller, Orr also provided the voice of Emperor Palpatine. Rey Kona, a Jedi Master, provides Starkiller with additional insight into the Force. Developers realized early that Starkiller would require insight into the Force from someone other than Darth Vader. After rejecting the idea of this coming from the spirit of Qui-Gon Jinn, or some version of Darth Plagueis, they decided to fill this role with one of Starkiller's Jedi opponents. The character was conceived as a tough as nails contrast to Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Senior concept artist Amy Beth Christensen drew upon Samurai influences for Koda's appearance. The character changed little after being conceived. Fredrickson's own traits made the character tougher. Fredrickson was the first actor cast for the project. Juno Eclipse, Natalie Cox, Rogue Channel's pilot, and Starkiller's love interest. Eclipse was not originally part of the game. Early concepts had the apprentice as an older character who develops a connection with a young Princess Leia. Star Wars creator George Lucas, uncomfortable with this idea, encouraged the developers to create a love interest. Their apprentice to have limited interaction with women when the game begins. Does not at first know how to act around her. Her introduction earlier in the game allows their relationship with Starkiller to develop, and her inclusion helps recapture that rich and simple feel of the original Star Wars. According to Sean Williams, who wrote the novelization, the romantic storyline is the key to the Force Unleashed. The name Juno Eclipse was originally proposed as a name for the character, eventually called Ajaya Ventress. It was rejected from interest as influentially villainous. The Force Unleashed project led Hayden Blackman brought the name back from the mythic quality of the name. Juno is a trilogy suggested by the Eclipse. And the Eclipse Coxon edition, strongly resembling the character's concept art and integrity and pose appropriate to Juno Eclipse to help the actor secure the role. Matt Sorum as Darth Vader, Starkiller's master, who discovers Starkiller as a child and trains him. In addition to dispatching Starkiller to kill the remaining Jedi, Vader also represents plans to unite with Starkiller to overthrow the Emperor. Although there are twists and turns in this scheme, the events depicted in The Force Unleashed are pivotal to Darth Vader's history and development. Sam Witwer as Starkiller, the child of two Jedi. Starkiller becomes Darth Vader's secret apprentice and is dispatched by his master to kill the Jedi who survived Palpatine's Jedi Purge. Although acting as a villain, Starkiller is really just a damaged kid. Developers decided not to give Starkiller a name. In the game of the novelization, gives his name as Kellyanne Burke. Although Starkiller starts as Vader's apprentice, a focus of the game is to allow the character to evolve into something more heroic, something greater. Audio director David Collins saw a resemblance between Starkiller concept art and his friend Witwer. Collins asked for Witwer's headshot and an audition reel, and a few weeks later, Witwer sat for a 45-minute audition. Witwer secured the role by demonstrating to developers his deep understanding of the character. In portraying Starkiller, Witwer brought many new ideas about the character and imbued him with a sense of humanity. Developers tried to make Starkiller so evil that players would have difficulty connecting to him. The Force Unleashed character's name is a homage to Luke. Is an homage to Luke Starkiller. The original name of the character that eventually became Luke Skywalker. There's a concept, how they made the art, how they made the game too, the story, what technology they used, collaboration, cast performance, music, expansion. The expansion is the one. The multiplayer, you can fight against people. So you can play as a Jedi fighting against a Sith. Your friend could be the Sith, and you could be the Jedi. Expansion 2 weeks out after the game came to release. LucasArts announced development on 2 downloadable expansion packs for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of the game. I have both expansions already. They're actually pretty fun. I enjoyed that part too. The first expansion added skins and then allow the player's character to appear as Star Wars figures other than Starkiller, such as Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Qui-Gon Jinn, Jango Fett, C-3PO, Luke Skywalker, Darth Maul, Darth Sidon, Mace Windu, Plo Koon, Kit Fisto, and Ki-Adi-Mundi. The skins chosen to be part of the expansion were based in part on fans' feedback. The second expansion pack added a new mission that expands on Starkiller's background. Although a moment in the game's main story was considered as a jumping off point for the expansion, LucasArts decided instead to make the new mission instantly accessible to players. The mission's location. The Jedi Temple on Coruscant appears in the Wii, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation portable versions. And The Force Unleashed was cut during planning for the PS3 and Xbox 360 platforms. The Tatooine downloadable content, released August 27th, 2009, is the first of two expansions to occur in an Infinity's storyline. An alternate history in which Starkiller kills Vader and becomes Palpatine's apprentice. The second Infinity's expansion, which takes place on Hoth, was originally only available as part of the Ultimate Sith Edition, which I have, which also includes all previous downloadable content. However, the Hoth expansion was later made available for download on the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. I never listened to the music of Star Wars. Reception, PlayStation 3, other platforms. Okay, that's it for that game. I really enjoyed that game. I just hope they make a third one for Xbox One and PS4, but I doubt it. And yes, The Force Unleashed is the last Star Wars game they made. It is the most recent Star Wars game they made. I really hope that that Battlefront 3 is what they're going to call it. They are going to call it. Star Wars Battlefront 3 is the name for that third game. At least that game's coming out. And LucasArts completely flopped and fell on its face. They're no longer in business anymore. They're not making games anymore. I think it's because Disney bought Star Wars. Now, The Force Unleashed is now a Star Wars, a Disney. It's part of Disney now. I mean, this game came out before Disney bought LucasArts and Films. I guess new game companies DICE will be working on. I mean, they were both made by LucasArts, but they were canceled. I guess they revived Battlefront 3, made by DICE. The people who made Battlefield games. I mean, Battlefield 3 and 4. And I hope that they have. They'll probably have the same vehicle type, so you'll be able to destroy buildings, which is pretty cool. And the second game, of Force Unleashed, takes place on the clone planet, the planet where the clones were created. The Force Unleashed 2 is an action adventure platform video game. The Force Unleashed was kind of, they were trying to be like God of War. You know the game God of War? It's like that. Developed and published by LucasArts. Force Unleashed is, not the other one. They're both made by LucasArts. It is the second installment of the Force Unleashed multimedia project and the sequel to Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2008. The game was released in the United States on October 26, 2010, and throughout Europe on October 29th for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii consoles, as well as the Nintendo DS and iOS portable devices. This game was a little bit tricky too. It's a lot more trickier than others. I had to have my friends had to help me beat the Force Unleashed games. Actually, Michael Jacobs helped me beat the Force Unleashed 2 game for me, actually. That was very helpful of him. And I don't see him anymore. He doesn't come by. I guess his friendship terminated. That he didn't act like he wanted to be my friend anymore. I guess that's okay. You know, not everybody can be my friend. I can't please everybody. Then yes, you do play as Starkiller, which is interesting. They won't say that his name is Kyle. They won't say it for some reason. His name is Gillian Merrick. I don't know where it came out with Kyle. Players control a clone of Starkiller. Starkiller is actually dead. It's just a clone of him. I forgot that it was a clone. But the clone survived. No, the clone did not die. I mean, it's a good character to play as. Well, I had a real fun time with that game. And the graphics were quite decent for its time. Too, both of them. Who himself was a secret apprentice to Darth Vader in The Force Unleashed. The clone embarks on a quest to find his identity and find Starkiller's love interest, Juno Eclipse. Production for The Force Unleashed 2 transpired over an approximate period of 9 months. While it possesses some similarities to the previous game, producers modified several aspects such as the sound, effects, and gameplay. I mean, you could probably buy both these games at real cheap. They're not that much money. I mean, if you really want to get them. So I highly recommend you check out these games and play them for yourselves, guys and girls. If you're a fan of this kind of game, that is, you have to be real enthusiasts about games. I'm sure action-adventure games are very popular to me. Yeah, I'll be continuing reading now. So, here it goes. Here it goes. Producers modified several aspects such as the sound, effects, and gameplay. Sam Witwer again provides a voice and likeness for Starkiller. Several cast members return to voice and provide likeness to their respective roles. The Force Unleashed 2 produced varying responses from critics who, despite adulterating the sound design and aesthetics, were concerned with several gameplay elements and an underwhelming storyline. Agreed. Great scores range from the 40 to 70% range at websites, game rankings, and Metacritic. During the first few weeks after its release, it placed 5th or higher in sales for several regions. It's pretty much the same actors. The game takes place approximately 6 months after the events of the first game, and a year before Star Wars Episode 4. A New Hope. Star Wars Episode 4. A New Hope, I mean. The Force Unleashed 2 is described as the dark entry in the series, and a more personal story for the game's protagonist than the first game. Players control Starkiller's renegade clone, a failure of Darth Vader's attempt to create a perfect secret apprentice. After a vision that Darth Vader will kill him due to his inability to kill a test droid, the clone escapes from captivity on Kamino. Kamino is the ocean planet from Attack of the Clones, Episode 2, I believe. After eliminating his Stormtrooper captors, yes, you fight Stormtrooper guys in this game, and all sorts of enemies. Starkiller embarks on a quest to understand his identity and to find his template love interest from the first game, Juno Eclipse. Meanwhile, Darth Vader has hired Boba Fett to track down Juno Eclipse to lure Starkiller out of hiding. Starkiller rescues Jedi Master Rey Lakota from Galadriel Arena and encounters Yoda on Dagobah. Dagobah is a planet that Yoda lives on from Return of the Jedi. And from Return of the Jedi, it was shown in that movie. After encountering strange visions of Dagobah, Starkiller rushes to Juno's ship only to arrive just as Boba captures her. With help from Coda, the rebels launch an all-out assault on Kamino. Starkiller crashes a ship into the planet's shield, allowing Coda to stage a ground assault while he goes after Juno in a confrontation. I got stuck at this part in the game, but somebody helped me beat it. It took a while, so I finally beat it. And in a confrontation with Vader. Juno is thrown out of a window, crashing to the ground. Starkiller, thinking Juno is dead, attacks Vader viciously, cutting off his hand and defeating him. It was a robot hand. Darth Vader had a robot hand. There's no gore or blood or any of that in Star Wars. Star Wars is it's for an everyone game. These games are for everybody who are fans of Star Wars. That is. He wants to interrogate the Sith Lord. Coda arrives with his men and tells Starkiller not to kill Vader. He wants to interrogate the Sith Lord for the Empire's secrets. Then put him on trial and then later execute him. But they did not, because he died in episode 6. As in the first game, this allows the player to choose either the light path or the dark path. If the player chooses the dark side, Starkiller rises his saber to kill Vader, only to be stabbed by a shrouded figure who uncloaks behind him. Coda attacks the figure, but is driven back and force pushed over the edge with numerous troops. As the figure removes his cowl, Vader tells the dying Starkiller he lied when he said the cloning process had not been perfected, revealing the figure to be a dark, perfect clone. Starkiller takes one last look at Juno's corpse and dies. Vader instructs the kneeling clone to take Starkiller's ship and kill the remaining leaders of the Rebel Alliance. Downloadable content released in December 2010 expands on this ending, with Starkiller's clone participating in the Battle of Endor, in which the remnants of the Rebel Alliance desperately attack Endor. Endor is the Ewok planet, in hopes of destroying the Death Star 2. The Dark Starkiller is set to eliminate the threat and kills Ewoks and Rebels, including Han Solo and Chewbacca. In process, eventually, he finds Princess Leia Organa. It was revealed to be a Jedi waiting for him and duels her. Starkiller succeeds in killing her. Meanwhile, the Emperor scolds Vader for creating the dark copy of his failed apprentice and subdues him with Force lightning, calling him Skywalker. The Emperor then orders Captain Sarkami to kill the Dark Starkiller. But the other scenario is, if the player chooses the light side, Starkiller lowers his blade to allow his closest men to capture Vader. Starkiller discovers Judo, surviving the fall. They kiss and the two would travel into hyperspace together aboard the Rogue Shadow, taking Vader prisoner. Starkiller confronts Vader, again saying that because he made the conscious choice of his own free will to spare Vader's life, he is finally free of the dark. Lord's control of Vader's response is that as long as Judo lives, Vader will always have control over him. Unknown to Starkiller and Judo, Boba Fett pursues in his spacecraft. They're making it obvious that there's a third game coming, but that it's already 2014. 2010 was 4 years ago. 11, 12, 3. 5 years. That was 5 years ago. Well, it's no doubt they'll probably make a third one. I'm thinking that the overworld, the guys who made Dead Space are making this new Star Wars game. But I'm guessing this new Star Wars game is an open world, meaning it could be 1313 or The Force Unleashed 3. So, no doubt, I'm just guessing here. I don't know if that's true or not. But I hope that they will make a Force Unleashed 3, because I enjoyed the first two. They were a lot of fun for their time. I never chose the dark side in this game. The only side I chose was the light side in this game. I never tried the dark side before. I guess I'll try it. I guess I'll have one of my friends try it or something. I don't know, but I gotta go now. I did this video too long. It's almost an hour long, guys and girls. So I hope you understood it. I'll be calling this Star Wars Update 3, The Force Unleashed 1 and 2 review. And I hope you will please rate, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, view, opinions and thoughts. So, I hope you like it and enjoy it for your viewing pleasure. And stay tuned for more, guys and girls. And don't forget to drink some hot chocolate. And I'll see you all later.